First of all, thanks everybody for being here. Hey, David, how you doing? Old Dominion is a good basketball team. I'll start by saying that obviously they're up top in our league for a reason. They're 7-1 now, good team. The two areas that they dominate in every night are rebounding and basketball, and they're stingy defensively. For us, I thought, we contributed a lot to that. We ended up shooting 55% for the game, which is as good as we've shot in a while offensively with our redacted lineup. We hadn't shot the ball that well. We shot it well tonight. Murph had a lot to do with that. But we were pretty efficient offensively. But the thing that we do, we scored a number of points off our turnovers. I think 22 points off our turnovers, which has been a bugaboo for us for the last 3 or 4 games. And then the second shots in the second half. Those are the two areas that really separated us from them. Their offensive rebounds and points they scored off second shots, and then our turnovers have led to their points as well. Some of those are indefensible when you're turning the basketball over. You can't get back in transition off some of those, and we did a bad job of that. We tried to control tempo a little bit more, obviously without Andrew in our lineup. It affects us offensively. We just don't have as many weapons, without him in there. And we didn't get much for our post players tonight. Our post players gave us little to nothing out there tonight. And you need them to compete against a team like Old Dominion because they're so physical on the inside. But this is not going to take my joy. Losing is not going to take my joy because I love what I'm doing. I enjoy what I'm doing. I enjoy being around these kids every day. Our whole staff does. They're working as hard as they can. We just got to find a way to continue to get better. And it's Coaches versus Cancer Week, and it always tends to bring things back into perspective for you as you meet and greet folks who dealt with this disease and the things we're dealing with right now as a nation as it relates to things like that. So everything's in proper perspective. We're trying to win basketball games. That's our mission. I think the sun will shine on this team here before too long because they are working hard enough to deserve that. And as we move on into February here, I'm excited to see what they can become.
Any questions?
Houston, was it mad at them just wearing you down a little bit and that second half started? You got it within 6.
It did, David. We got 3 of our post guys had 3 fouls in the first half. So we're sort of debating how we start the second half with what lineup. We ended up going a little bit smaller so we didn't get some of our bigger guys, and ended up getting cheap fouls once they got back in there. And we ended up having to play a smaller lineup, and it told on us on the glass some. But I do think we probably were down a little bit, but once again, Brian Thomas played more minutes than he's played all season. He played 24 minutes tonight, that's the most he's played all season. But I was happy with the way he competed. He showed me some stuff tonight that we were excited about, really happy with the way. I thought Bright competed better than anybody we had inside. He earned himself, more opportunities. So the other guys, the starters, got some fouls that got them in trouble. And as you said, we played a smaller lineup. They ended up wearing us down on the glass. And, Brandon Stith almost out rebounded by himself. He's a monster rebounder. He was about 7 a game anyway, which tonight was a night we couldn't expect from Stith. He really rebounds the ball well, and we just didn't answer.
Ryan, was there a moment in the game, it looked like pretty early on, where it just looked like anytime you got close, you were in range, when you were really feeling it? Just talk about that.
Yeah, definitely. First one felt good, and the second one felt good, so I just kept it going. They were feeling good coming out of my hand. And, taking shots within the offense, running our plays, just getting open looks.
Was there a time when you felt like you needed to kind of carry the offense for a while there, where everybody else was kind of feeling the way that you were?
Not really. I feel like our plays definitely work. I feel like at times when I was open to shoot it, JD's really good with the ball in his hand. Also, Jake was really good going off screens as well. And our flows are good, so I just run our offense and things will open up.
Was there a conversation or any preparation that happened before the game that led you to shoot the ball with that much confidence? That you seemed out there looking like home run player, right?
Definitely. I've been in the gym a lot more recently, working on my shot. I noticed I haven't been shooting the ball as well as I have at the beginning of the year, so I've been in the gym with a lot of managers and coaches later after practice at night. I'm still confident in my shot, whether it goes in or not. Just got to think the next one goes in.
It's all relative too, because nobody works harder than Ryan does. He really works hard at his game, and tonight was a reflection of that. We've seen a lot of that in practice. We see it. We wanted to move a lot of our games to 3:30 because of the way he shoots the ball at 3:30 in practice. Unfortunately, we played 7, and sometimes he didn't show up at 7. Tonight he showed up. So we told him the game's at 3:30 tonight. Tricked him. We said all the clocks at 3:30 tonight. He came out with practice-type confidence. But he shot the ball, and Ryan's got a decent amount of inner swag about him that he feels like everyone's going in. And his teammates do too. So we got utmost confidence in him. I think the guys did a good job finding him out. We had a conference high 13 assists tonight, which is something for us. The team that averages about 6 or 7. That's not enough to be said, but tonight we had that. John did a good job finding him off the screens, and he raised up the shot of confidence tonight. And that's what we grow to expect from Murphy in practice.
Coach, how do you inspire physicality in the big men? They may have already been touched, but they did double us in the rebounds tonight. How do you go about pushing the big men to get down low, be physical?
That's the first thing we remind, and this is the first night I would say we've probably been manhandled. It really was. We did. If you look from a rebounding standpoint, one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the league. A lot of that comes from a lot of shots, but we rebounded the ball offensively pretty well. But this is the first night I felt like we really got physically manhandled. Like that Stiff and Porter both did that, and they were letting those guys play physically, and we just didn't answer. We answered with fouling instead of physicality, and there's a big difference there. We tried to push and got ourselves in foul trouble as opposed to boxing out and doing the things we need to do. Sometimes you overhelp and gives them opportunities to rebound the ball offensively too, and I thought we did that some tonight. We might overhelp a little bit with our post players, and we let them get a few deep touches that we can't do. So to answer your question, I think they've got to be more physical than they were tonight, but I think it's the first time we really got manhandled. And we mentioned that in the locker room. It's the first thing we talked about in the locker room tonight was how we got handled in paint tonight.
Good. All right. Thanks.
You got one here now?
Yeah. Ron, so you're a gym rat kind of kid. Talk about, growing up and getting into basketball and all that stuff.
Okay. Well, first off, my father, he played at the University of Bridgeport, which is a D2 academy. And there's a baby picture of me trying to guard him on court, and that kind of started. And he played with a hoop in my backyard, and I just started loving shooting the ball after school and before school. And my big thing is the summers. Like, I'm a big summer gym rat guy. Like, I try to go 2 times a day. And during the season, I